Guys, we scored a major Sega Genesis hookup, and it's it's all gonna go into the Super Famicom Shooter Collection project, an homage to my Japanese bloodline. Everything's going into this now. Everything from here on out is going to be part of this collection. It's free. Everything from in my collection, this is going to be a free collection of all the findings from now on. But let's start off with a sale I made, a pickup and sale flip on a 27-inch Trinitron FS120. And this was a little bit of a tricky move by old Skinny Grinny Tapeworm. I seen it at a local thrift store and I wanted $10 for it. It was in the back. And I didn't have a way to move it when I saw it. And I didn't even really know if I wanted it or not. And it was two TVs. There was an old Zenith floor model with wheels on it. And they wanted $10 for that and $10 for the Trinitron. So I'm like, man, I kind of want both of them. And I should have made a deal right. I should have asked them right then, would you take $10 for both of these TVs? And I guarantee they would have said yes. But anyway, so I was like, I just left them. I didn't even want to mess with them. But before I left, I took a picture of the Trinitron and listed it. On Facebook Marketplace while it was still sitting in their store. And I listed it for $100 on Facebook Marketplace. And it blows up. It got so many views, and it started getting messages. But there's so many fake. You get so many fake messages and so many tire kickers on Facebook Marketplace that I didn't go back and get it until I had a solid, like, this dude's coming to get this. And he said, would you take $50? And I said, I'll do 75. He said, okay. He said, I'll be there this day, whatever. I said, all right. And so that's when I went back to get the TV. By the way, real quick, that Trinitron is heavy. I almost broke my back moving that thing around. And I had it sitting on this little toy Elsa table. I can't believe this table didn't collapse as it was sitting on there. And they were both still there. And so took the pickup truck and picked both of them up. So paid $20 for the Trinitron and the box TV, $10 a piece. So out of the funds is $20. We had $30 left, right? So if we take 20 out of that, we're left with 10. The guy comes, $75 cash, takes the TV. So now we're at $85. Cool. Back to $85. Now we got a little bit of spending money. So the guy at work, so that's a cool sale. The guy at work who sold me all the PlayStation loose discs with the manuals, he's like, hey man, I got some more stuff. I was like, all right, cool. He goes, I got this old gun. It's orange, video game thing. I'm thinking it's a zapper. He goes, it's still in the box. And I'm thinking, man, a zapper with a decent box would be nice to pick up, you know? And so he's like, there's some other stuff too. I'm like, all right, well, bring it in. He brings it in. It's Time Crisis 2 big box with the pretty cool, right? So this is in there. Here's the gun's not in there right now. Here's the gun. Here's the little zapper gun for your PS2 with the wires that you need. So that's in there. And he's like, there's a Connect in the box, and there's like a Fitbit thing. And I didn't know anything about, I know the Connect isn't worth a whole lot. I mean, maybe in the box. Look, I only had $20 to give this guy. So I wasn't going to try to like Jew him again, or I guess, anyway, I said, I'll give you, I said, I'm not really interested in anything except the gun. I said, I'll give you $20 for the gun. He says, okay, cool. He goes, maybe the kid next door won't want this other stuff. Maybe I should have picked up the Connect in the box. I don't know. But I only had $20 and I didn't feel like saying, I'll give you $20 for those two things. So there's no game in here though. The game isn't in there. So we're going to have to get the game. And I don't know if that's going to be a big profit for us, but it's kind of cool. I think they sell for like $60 or $80 with the game in there. So I spent $20 on it. The game is running about $25. I tried to give a guy an offer for $20 shipped, and he didn't reply. So I might have to spend $23.99 is what he has it at. I asked for $20. So then we're at $45 for the thing. And so if we sell it for $60 or $80, I mean, still make a little money, but it's cool. So that was $20. We had $85. We're down to $65. Also, with that GunCon, we got this really clean OEM set of PS1 composite cables. So that's a cool thing. Now, here is the wham bam thank you ma'am. The razzle dazzle. Okay? Razzle dazzle! It's a Model 1 non-TMSS, I think it is. High definition graphics. And it's pretty clean. Came with some games. $30. I see it pop up on Facebook Marketplace. So I messaged this person, and it was like 7 o'clock at night or something. And I said, hey, is that Sega Genesis still available? I'd be interested. I fall asleep, and I wake up early for work, like 4 in the morning, and I see the person message me back, yes. I'm like, oh, that thing's gone. That thing is gone by now. I fell asleep. It's gone. But I just gave it a shot anyway. I said, hey, I'll buy it if I can pick it up after work tonight. About 6 o'clock in the morning, 7 o'clock in the morning, I'm at work. Hey, that sounds good. I'm like, I can't believe it. This thing is still available. Unbelievable. Because it's a deal. So I'm like, sweet, I'll come get it tonight. About halfway through the day, I get a call where my presence is needed. And I'm not going to be able to go pick this thing up. So I'm like, dang. This isn't going to, there's no way. And I was talking to a guy at work, and I was telling him about it. He collects Beatles records. And he's a big collector of Beatles records. So I kind of talked to him about collecting stuff. And he'll, entertain me about listening to my video games. And he gets to tell me about his Beatles collection. So it's like mutual agreement that we just, spill it to each other about what we're collecting. And it's cool to listen to his Beatles stuff. He tells me all about the revisions and the sealed records and all this. So it's pretty cool, actually. And it's kind of the same. It's just got records and I got video games. And so and this dude's pretty cool. And he's been to a lot of concerts, old concerts and stuff. But anyway, I'm like, man, check this out. I said, I don't know if I might get backdoored. He goes, nah. He goes, it's going to be there. And I'm like, this dude. I'm like, all right. And then I had to say that I couldn't make it. And the lady's like, I said, man, I can't make it. Is there any way I can do it tomorrow? I'm off tomorrow. I can come anytime. The lady says, yeah, that's okay. I'll meet you tomorrow. And I'm like, gosh, dang, this is meant to be, So I'm like, sweet, we're going to get this done. Drive down there, pick it up. Got it. So without any further ado, here she is. The Model 1, Sega Genesis, the one you love. The very first one. The good one. The sound. Sound chip's amazing. Ever since I sold the CDX. I sold the CDX because, first of all, we needed the money for the Super Famicom Shooter Collection project. An homage to my Japanese bloodline. Secondly, the sound is, unless you do some kind of triple bypass mod, the sound is not that good. So I was okay with letting that. Plus, I don't play Sega CD. I was like, why am I keeping this thing? I don't never play Sega CD. Like, I don't care about it. It's cool and all, but the only thing I would ever want to play on Sega CD is Android Assault. And I had it at one point. It might be in the old Nintendo age thread. I picked it up at a Second and Charles for like $35 CIB and sold it because I didn't have a Sega CD. And I don't know if there's any of the Sega CD games out there that I even would soul feast, but I have sold these. So anyway, but ever since we sold, because that's uncommon, and I knew I was going to be some bonehead collector was going to pay me for that thing. But ever since then, I haven't had anything to play Genesis on. And I was like, I want the Model 1, the non-tmss, the high-definition graphics with the soundboard. And apparently the caps are suspect, but this one seems okay. I opened it up, dusty as hell, and I cleaned it up. Just hit it with the air compressor with some light pressure. Knocked all the dust off of it, and it seems to be good. But this was the one I wanted, and I've been holding on it. I've been looking at the brick and mortar and on eBay, and I'm like, I don't feel like paying $75 for a Sega Genesis. I'll find one. I knew I would find one, and this one was meant to be. This one was meant to be the exact one I wanted. High definition guy. This is the one my buddy Travis had. Travis on Avenue F. He had a Sega Genesis. I had the Super Nintendo. I would go to his house. I'd bring the Super Nintendo. He would come to my house. He would bring the Sega Genesis. We had them both. Between us both. I lived on Avenue E. He lived on Avenue F. If you know your alphabet, this is the next street down. There was a kid in between named John. He had the TurboGrafx. No one knew what the fuck it was. He loved it. I think I've told the story before. He loved it. I didn't know what the hell it was. I was a Nintendo kid. But anyway, Travis used to play, he loved playing Evander Holyfield. He loved it. He loved that game. When he'd play, he'd chew his tongue like this. The whole time he'd be playing, chewing on his tongue. Like when we was playing Mario Kart and I was whooping his ass, he would be chewing on his tongue like that. But Travis had the old floor model TV too. And I'll never forget, it was kind of my first, like, I don't know, I was in like 5th grade, 4th grade. I come over, he's playing Sonic the Hedgehog, and it's that bonus scene where you're like a ball and he's bouncing around all over the place and it's got the music. And I'm like, what the hell? I had never seen Sonic the Hedgehog before. I was a Nintendo kid. And I was like, are you playing? And so it's nice to have this. This is the one I remember as a kid because my buddy Travis had it. So that was $30 with these games. What were we at? We were at, dang it, what were we at? 65. So now we're at 35. And here were the games that came with it. We got Jurassic Park, a classic. I remember playing this at Travis's house too. And he was the raptor, right? You can play as the raptor. So Jurassic Park, Tom and Jerry. These are all Majescos. Every single one of them is a Mexican Jamesco. But I don't think that really messes with the value, really. I don't think, right? I don't know. Here's a cool one. Sonic Classics. I guess it's got 3 great Sonic games. I doubt Sonic the Hedgehog 3 is on there. I think, just going off the dome here, it's Sonic 1, Sonic 2, and the pinball game. That's going to be my guess on that. Am I right? X-Men 2. I don't know anything about this. It's a greatest mega hit series. X-Men 2. That one came with the manual. X-Men 2 with the manual. The last 2, we got some bangers here. For $30, we got the Sega Genesis Model 1. A copy of Contra Hardcore. I've never played this game. Everybody says, they're all jacking this game, right? Everybody loves this game. It's weird because it don't have a top. It doesn't say anything on the top, but it's legit. It's just the Majesco version, I guess, is cheap and Mexican. So we got the Contra Hardcore. And the last one. What's this running? 35 loose? So, I mean, we could sell that. I don't want to sell that, though. Here's another one. Earthworm Jim. Earthworm Jim. I never really got into Earthworm Jim either. I've tried to play this game a couple times, and I don't know if it's the controls or what. I just can't. I don't get it. I like the theme of the game. Like the boogers and stuff. I was a boogers farts kid. Like I would play Booger Man. And I'll never forget I was playing Booger Man, and the password system's real simple. It's like it's like characters that you line up in the game, and it's just 3, and it's not a whole lot of characters you have to use them. I was like messing with it and got to the last level just playing with the password system, and like I was so proud of myself for that. But anyway, I like the theming of the game, like the humor of the game, the art style of the game. It's really good. But when I go to play it, it's like the first stage, there's a bird, right? And I'm like, okay, shot the bird. Then I'm like, oh, I have a certain amount of bullets. Okay. Then I go on the rope. That dog, he tears me up, and then I don't know what to do. I'm like hitting the buttons. I'm like, I don't know what's going on here. And I can't just go. It's not like the dog he's going to get you. Like if you go down there, the dog is going to get you. That's when I stop playing. I stop playing them. And I don't know if it's the controller, the controls or what, but I think I'm going to give it another shot. I think I'm just going to play it and just like bulldoze through this thing. Like if I don't like it, I'm just going to be like, I'm going to finish Earthworm Jim because you have to. It's like a staple, and I never played it. So we're at $35. Last thing we did was we picked up, I spent some more money. I want to say $18. This thing come out shipped $18 for the adapter for the HD Retrovision component cables for the Genesis Model 1. I already had the component cables for the CDX, but I needed the adapter, so we spent $18 on that. So we're at 35. We were at 35 minus 18 is 25. Minus 8 is 17. So we have $17 left in the absolutely, completely free Super Famicom Shooter Collection Project. An homage to my Japanese bloodline. Thanks for watching, guys.